Hi guys, two down. We in the building. We're in the studios today, working hard as usual. We're actually going to answer some questions that were posted up on Twitter. Some of the songs are the most complete songs we've put together.
They're actually songs.
Yeah, and all the way through.
Yeah.
I always felt with the past projects, they were, like, much as I loved them, they were some songs that maybe, I don't know, maybe just didn't complete it as well as they could have been, if that makes sense. Whereas these songs, every single song has its place and is kind of on par with the other, if that makes sense.
I think if that question was, how did this album sound compared to the original Two Lost Boys?
Oh, right, is that...
Like, no, that's not the question, but if it was that, because we did have those songs, then it's completely different. Like, those songs before, they were demos.
Yeah.
They had auto-tune vocals just so we understood where they were going to go, kind of thing. Everything was placeholdery, but of those songs, I think we're only using two, Run to You and This Time Around.
Yeah.
And because they were really good, like the basis of those were really, really good. And there were songs like Hollow Life and stuff like that that had relatively good actual versions that kind of just went out. So that was never going to be we never had to revisit those particularly.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I think this album, this version, was this sort of collection of songs for this Two Lost Boys are... The mix is right. The blend, sort of the contrast of A Lonely Smile to I'm Still Here, or you know, that sort of, because that's in essence is what we're about anyway. When we first started, it was always about, you know, sort of both ends of the spectrum, but the very extreme ends of them. And it's mixed really well on this album, and just the production wise is probably the other reason I would say that.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's going to be one of the best, because it's just been more, I don't know, more time. Yeah, more time. Definitely.
Money helps as well. Actually having a studio to go and do the drums and things like that. That was all. That shit really helps. Like,
yeah, the drums are going to really, because every song has the drums. There's been songs, there's been tracks before on projects which some have had drums, but this whole album's got just an amazing drum sound on it. And it's just so wicked when they're all finished.
There's three things with the drums. Steve, who is just...
incredible. You
can actually hear Steve in the drums. Like, it's hard to explain because you weren't there. He's like got this raw energy. Like, it's odd. I don't have that at all. I'm like lethargic compared to him. Like, he's bouncy, isn't he?
Yeah.
You can't explain him.
It's great to have that energy around you.
He is, yeah.
It's infectious. It rubs off on you.
I actually smiled. It was great. But you can hear it in his drums. The drum kit. Yeah. SJC or SCG, I can't remember what drum. It's just ridiculously cool drum kit. And 3 was The Room and Tim as well. Just blew the fuck apart. It's just seriously good drums. But yeah, production-wise, this is the best thing I've ever done. Not just Two Down. Like, it's got a lot of time into this, and we put a lot into it. And the strings as well. It's all going to be really, really cool.
And that's the other thing about the sort of the real sound of the extra elements which we would put in, but they wouldn't necessarily be a real instrument. A real instrument, but not recorded.
Yeah, that's true. We've recorded everything, like apart from things that are specifically like synthy.
Yeah.
Everything, even to the Glockenspiel, we used to just load up like a Glockenspiel sound and do the play on the piano. Now we're tracking everything, literally everything. So,
definitely production. So I mean, I don't know, it's a quick answer to that question. I'd say, yeah.
We hope you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hope it is the best thing we ever put out.
Yeah.
And I'm confident it will be.
Okay. The second question, okay.
So let it be known that I said that. I had faith.
I think the Heart Shot and Your Fall had to be on this album because both of them really have a place on the album. Like, Your Fall it's one of the heaviest tracks on it, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Apart from I'm Still Here and a song that's kind of called Either. It's quite heavy in sections, and so it has its place. Heartshot is basically a ballad that we've rocked the fuck out of, but we've had Heartshot for so long that it would feel wrong not releasing it. Like, I think the only version you've ever heard of it has either been live or I'm sure you've ever heard the demo of it. So Heartshot is I think it's one of my favourite songs on the album, and for me it just had to be on it. Like, the choruses are like anthemic, like they're huge.
Shit's powerful, man.
It is really good. And then the verses are kind of mellow in the right ways. It ticks all the boxes for me, and it's just one of my favourite songs that we've ever written because we wrote it as a song. It was probably one of the first ones we thought, let's write a song rather than let's start with beats, let's start with a bit of guitar riff here and work from there. I think we actually started approaching songs at about the time of Heartshot, and I remember it coming really fluidly. A long time ago now as well, but not the longest. Run to You's like 5 or 6 years old, but still quite a long time ago.
We met at university. We're kind of like flown together to make a song, basically.
Yep.
We had was it like an assignment to make a track, or I can't remember what it was all about. Basically, just make a song essentially, and we did, and it turned out to be all right.
Revelations.
Yeah, it was really cool, man.
I think in the same session we also did You're Not the One. Do you remember that?
Yeah. And those are the first 2 songs we ever made.
Yeah.
And,
in the same session.
Which was Revelations is Made to Heal, essentially.
Revelations is Made to Heal.
Made to Heal.
Just changed it a bit.
But if you ever heard the original, like now, at the time when we were listening like this, we were like, yeah, this is the shit. This is
and we were right, it was shit.
It was. No. It was brilliant for what it was, because it was like, you know, it was.
I've got it somewhere.
Yeah, it was literally right. Ben goes, right, here's what I do.
It'll be playing in the background of this now.
It should be, yeah. Because Ben went, right, here's what I do. And I went, alright, cool, I'll take that, and then I'm going to do what I do. And
then we carried on that theme to this day.
Yeah. It's the formula.
This is what I do, and I'll do this.
Yeah. And so that was, Revelation. And that was at university.
Yeah, not there anymore.
No.
Fucking good uni as well, I like that place.
It was until then.
After so.
Yeah.
Then it was not so long.
Let's edit that out.
I'm going to edit that out. I've got to think about it first. I've got to really dig hard now for something I like. Wait.
I like Ben's honesty. His brutal honesty.
Not a lot of people like that.
You always know where you are. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that kind of helps sometimes.
Yeah, man.
I think it took Steve off guard.
I think it takes pretty much everyone that ever meets you.
To see the studio, was that good? No. Yeah, not that happened much with Steve, but yeah, it's. My wife says it's fucking hard to live with, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
One thing I really like about Callum is that he's just so different. Like, production-wise, he's not classically trained, which is really good, because being classically trained with all this fucking music stuff is kind of sets boundaries. Like, you learn. It's like when you learn a language, you learn the format of that language, how to put sentences together, and then it's kind of locked. You're like locked into those parameters. But when he's around, it doesn't matter, because and you go down these little avenues of experimentation that I find hard to deal with, but he doesn't, because he doesn't know the parameters particularly. So that's really good. Like, it's something that I didn't even think I'd be able to work with him. For those reasons, have become one of the reasons I love working, kind of as part of Two Down. You got to say something else nice. Two things.
Two things. I don't know. It's kind of hard when you put on the spot. I like the creativity better, man. Like, you just come in here and like you just pick up anything and out comes melody and a song idea. And I mean literally anything. Like every instrument in here you can play, and that's, you know, it's inspiring, it's good. And that's probably the best thing I like about it. It's like every time I'm around Ben making music, I know I've got to really sort of up my game and think about what's going on. And that's a good thing to have. And yeah, it's just talent that he has. That's what I like the most. It's amazing.
Last thing about Callum that I like, we're not doing hate, things I like, I don't hate anything as well, he said the same thing, but I don't hate anything about him, is that he's dependable. Like, what I think we find in the music industry, that's not a common trait, is to have people be dependable because they're musicians, and musicians more often than not are shit at living daily lives. But he has like a 9-to-5 job. I work here like 9 to 5. And so scheduling's actually helped us a lot. It's also driven us apart because time is an issue for both of us. We both have jobs and families, which obviously reign supreme, unfortunately. Not unfortunately, but they reign supreme. But like, you know, so it leaves the extra time for this, is what I'm saying. But I've worked with people who are fucking unbelievably unreliable, and it doesn't make for a really nice creative experience. Like, it's just not, I don't find that appealing at all. So, yeah, I don't have that with him though, which is nice. I'm sure there's other nice things I can say. It's just that's the one that came to mind because I've literally today been let down twice, not by him. So that's the reason I like him.
I mean, it's hard to sort of single out any one.
Not for me.
Yeah.
You can go first though, but not for me. As a guitarist, it's just fucking mental.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of. There's a couple. That's the thing. A couple for sort of different reasons. I find it hard just to choose one. Like, to be honest, Lonely Smile. The reason that I find that the most fun.
Oh man, no, I don't know if mine's gonna be.
You see, the reason I find it the most fun is.
No, I've changed mine.
Is because vocally I'm doing something a bit different. I'm trying to do something.
He's singing on it.
Well, I wouldn't call it singing.
It's singing, so I don't know why you wouldn't call it singing.
It's got a melody, but it's not necessarily singing.
It's singing. I sing. It's singing.
But yeah, that was fun, man, because it came so easy, which was surprising.
It came within like 20 seconds.
Yeah, like that, and that's what I love about it. Is as soon as I heard the piano, normally I would start going and start sort of thinking of like. Rhyme patterns to sort of
machine gun.
yeah, like firing off bullets, but it just came straight away. Like, no, it wasn't that wasn't what was needed, and so that was for that reason. Yeah, that was the most fun because it was so natural. It came real easy. Yeah, so that was fun. It was different. There's others, but if I had to choose,
what about most interesting?
Most interesting.
That was part of the question.
Most interesting.
See, I'd say there's a song that's currently called The Unit.
Yeah.
Which we've never been into that area before. We're talking about family. We've been there before, but not quite as deep as that particularly, maybe. And the end of it is just, it's really cool. Like, it's a style as well that isn't on the album other than that song.
Yeah.
So interesting, I think, for me, that's my most interesting song because it was just different.
Yeah, everything about the track was different.
Fun. For me as the guitarist, he probably won't find it so much fun. There's a song that's currently called Empire of the Forest. And there's this guitar that goes dun 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 dun. It's just like the most fun thing to play. It's so good, and I can't believe I wrote it. Like, it's one of those things you think someone else has to write because I think it's good. So that's definitely the most fun to play. They're all good. But yeah, they're the most fun and most interesting.
Finishing it first. This is what's in mind.
I think so. That'd be nice.
I don't know, man.
There's only some vocals left. It's not much.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice, perhaps, if it was doable, put it out with the album. But I don't know if you want to put that added stress of that after trying to complete the album and get that how he wanted it. Do you really want to worry about
I don't know.
straight away?
Yes. I don't know. It's really good, the acoustic album as well. And luckily at the time we'd just written Lonely Smile as well, and that's on it. Like, I can't remember what it sounds like on the acoustic album, but I know it's on it. And yeah. I remember because it's the last thing I mixed, because we've done like 8 mixes of the 12 tracks, whatever it is. That's the last one. But yeah, it's really good. And it's nice to have live versions of all that stuff, because we haven't done that for fucking ages.
And they go really well, like. They do translate really well.
Which you wouldn't think, because we did I'm Still Here as well.
Yeah. It works.
Which you just don't think it's going to work, but it did work. So we do have plans to release it still, just that we can't be held down as to when at the moment. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Obviously, we've got so much different forms of media to do with the album, not just the actual album itself. I mean, we took a lot of time to sort of film and capture the moments of the process of going through this album cycle. So I mean, it's definitely in the plan to release like a deluxe pack of the album itself, DVD footage, maybe even lyric books, and as opposed to just there's like a CD cover, but an actual scrap lyric books. And that'd be sick, like a scrap lyric.
Well, you're fucking writing it out then, because fucking hell.
Yeah, no, I'd print it. But it'd be like...
well, you're still typing it out.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm not typing that out.
That's what I think, because if there's another element to it, because people do like to...
Yeah, I agree. Lyrics are cool.
But yeah, and then I think Ben was mentioning possibility of vinyl.
I think vinyl would be really cool. It's a good release to have on vinyl. I'd want it on vinyl. The only thing with vinyl is that it costs money. So if enough people wanted it on vinyl, we'd maybe set up a Kickstarter of some sort, and if you guys do want one, you could buy your copy via Kickstarter. That way we don't actually have to put up much money to get it done, but you would get a copy. It's the only way to kind of safely guarantee your copy of it. Because I've looked into it recently, and to get it how we want to get it, which is full artwork on the vinyl, the actual vinyl itself, aside from the white label and the actual packaging, then it costs a little bit. Not much. But, that stuff does cost money. It's not like CDs, which are, like, relatively inexpensive to do. But vinyl would be nice. Yeah, the Digipack would be really cool to have a CD. There'd be a CD on its own, I reckon. A CD, DVD, deluxe pack, that's a good word. Vinyl pack, and then digital downloads off of iTunes, Spotify, all of them, basically.
Yeah, anywhere. Everywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
It'll be there.
So, it'll be there. You'll be able to find me there.
I know, I guess it's kind of, it'll be different for both of us. Challenging stage is probably getting down the sort of original concepts for me. Just sort of piecing together the album.
Or the demo.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, but the demos, some of them were from a while back, so the ideas were already there, but it was then knowing that we're now going to tie these into these new songs we're creating, so we need to make the subject matter and the concept of the album fit and be relevant and be something that is, what we want to put out there. Other than that, I mean, logistic-wise, it was pretty cool because of the studio session allowed us to sort of take a seat back in regards to the drum recordings.
Yeah, I think this whole process, the more recent, this last time we've tried to do it, has been really easy. I think the most challenging part of this whole thing is not having people around you who understand it, but having people like Tim and Steve, it's not even an issue, because they both not only understood it, but loved it immediately. Like, it was, you could tell they like adhere to it, like it's their little baby, like, so. And Tim is just like forensic when it comes to the Two Lost Boys. Like, it's mental, isn't it? Like, you didn't watch him drum edit, but fucking hell,
I could tell just by watching the recording session.
He's very anal about how everything sounds on this album, which is worrying because he hasn't heard it now because he's on holiday. So when he gets back, he's been in for a surprise. I don't think we fucked up that much though, but we'll see. We'll see.
Essentially be beats and synths, probably samples, things of that nature. I'm going to leave the guitars to Ben.
Thank you.
And the drums to Steve.
I'm going to leave the drums to Steve as well. I think we both can leave the drums to Steve.
But yeah, essentially it'll be synths and beats and all that good stuff. Because there's quite a few parts of this tracks that we want to have triggering off. I think we're going to use Ableton Rig.
Yeah, Tim's going to help us a lot with that. Ableton Rig Live, so we can have some control over the components they're actually playing, because in the past we've used literally a backing track, and now we want active control over all of those components so we can fuck with them, affect them, filter them live. And Ableton apparently is a very good way of doing that, so he's going to help us with that. And to play live, like, we haven't done it for a while, and
yeah,
I'm just so looking forward to it. In fact, we were just talking about maybe doing a release show for the Two Lost Boys in London, which would be a really cool little thing with Steve, with backing track, and with maybe make a night of it. It'd be quite cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think we can put one together. That'd be great. Just need you guys to come out and support, as you always do.
Get a few special guests. That'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely, man. Let's get it put together.
Have a fun night.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know about you, Ben, but for me personally, this whole album's been, it's all been about putting together the best piece of work to give to you guys. Yep. The guys from, you've been with us from the start, you came in the middle, and you've just joined now listening to us.
Even the new people, I get messages, not every day, but I get messages from people who've just heard of Two Down. I remember just hearing of Two Down, it's like a year ago. I'm still here as a year old, and then before that, it's like 4 or 5 years old. So you really haven't heard much from us for a really long time. So even our newest followers and friends and that lot haven't really experienced what we're about now. So that's really exciting to share that with you. And to thank you guys, because, we literally would not be doing this without you. Just could not happen. So, your support every day, it's really welcome, and obviously. But, I feel like a lot of people think that they're a part of Two Down as well, which is really nice.
That's
like,
cool, isn't it?
People talk to us like mates, which is fucking awesome, because we are two lads and that's it. We're not rock stars. We're a little band from like London and Brighton, and that's it. And so you can talk to us and we will respond. We're not wankers. Well, one of us not a wanker. And I saw that. I saw it in the reflections.
What do you mean, one of us not a wanker? And I said, yeah, you're not a wanker.
Oh.
You see?
I pointed meaning something different. So I'm in the wrong.
So maybe he's the wanker.
I fucking knew it. I'm always the wanker.
No, all seriousness though, I mean...
It's a quote.
It's been... I find it amazing that when we make music, that if it does anything to benefit you in any way, in like anything you're going through, in life in general, because I find that surprising, because when we write lyrics, it's generally... It's something that we feel.
Specific to us.
And to know that if it's something that can help you or it affects you in a good, positive way, that's the best feeling ever. That's like, it's the best reward really, because it means that whatever we are making it's got a place. So thank you very much for the support, and I'm going to keep trying to make the best music we can for you guys and give it to you as quick as we can.
So a couple of shout outs quickly. Tim, just disgusting work thus far. Thank you so much for the support, and
big up, man.
We're making something disgusting, yes, so cheers for that. Steve,
Yes,
I have no
Steve.
words, just ridiculous.
Love Steve, man.
Well, it's a bit much saying love, but yeah.
I thought I'd say that about Preston North End.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Shots fired.
Oh. And thank you to Native Instruments for him.
Yeah.
All of his gear. Machine, actually, as well.
This bad boy complete.
And thank you for that, because that will help us make some weird shit as well. And for me, PRS Guitars, thank you so much to the custom shop there in Larry. I just think it's a great name, just from PRS. Thank you so much for all that. And And to you guys again, thank you so much. And hopefully we bring you something that you really like. That's our aim. So actually our aim is to make something that we really like, but subsequently I think that means you'll probably like it too. So yeah, cheers.
Peace.